A very good evening to everyone who has joined the session. Good evening. Hope all of you are able to see and hear me. Okay. Okay. So let's get started with the special session, especially for 2022 students, right? Those who are giving the examination in 2022 in your JEE, be it your JEE or your Eamcet or your BidSat. This is a very important video for you. Yep. So I have divided this session to help you prepare well for the examination which you will be writing in your 2022. So during the pandemic time, this video becomes all the more important because you have a lot of uncertainty regarding the exams. You have a lot of questions, so I wanted to clarify all of that. Once again, I welcome you all to Spark Academy. So we have an exclusive learning app for all JEE, Eamcet and NEET aspirants. So through our app, once you download the app, you will be able to access the live classes through our course. You will be able to access the assignments, daily assignments are given, and you can access the online full-length study material as well as tests for the same. So in case you have any queries regarding the admission, you can contact the numbers given below. And let's get started with the session. So first and foremost, we need to understand that mathematics plays a very important role for our competitive exam. Be it your JEE or your Eamcet or your BidSat examination, mathematics forms the base of your preparation. Not only now, even when you get into engineering, mathematics is the most important topic for engineering. So to understand the significance and impact of mathematics, if we look at the last few years cutoffs, you will understand that mathematics score will make or break your examination. If you get a good score in mathematics, that means you already have one step in cracking your competitive exams. So when we talk about preparation as such, do's and don'ts. So what should be done to prepare for the maths exam? Before I come to the topics, what are the do's and don'ts? I want to discuss that. So do's are, you need to refer your class notes. So whenever you attend a coaching class or your school or your college or your institute, you need to make proper running notes. That will help you understand your basics and that will be there as your reference. Then once you refer the notes, you also need to practice the questions given in the study material. Good evening, Sravya, Gaurav. Thank you. Thanks for joining the session. And it's a pleasure to conduct this session for all of you. So coming to the next step, once you make your notes, you can, practice questions from the study material. You can take any study material which you want and practice. There are many study materials available to you in the market. Then the next step is the previous year questions. This is the most important step because this will actually show you whether you are able to solve the models which are asked in the previous years. That will also show you where you stand. Then you can refer formula sheets or quick revision. We at Spark Academy, we provide, formula sheets, quick revision for your reference. And we also give you video lecture series for tricks and tips. So one thing is, in a competitive exam, especially a subject like math, tricks play a very important role. A trick is nothing but a simple logic which will help you solve the sum very easily. Right? So those tips and tricks will help you, solve the paper better. And finally, you need to write mock tests and do a thorough analysis of the same. So when we discuss about the subject in general, we will be seeing why this is important for us. So I hope all these points are clear to you. These are the do's. Now, right? I hope everything is clear. Can I have some comments from the students who have joined this session? Yes, you need to refer your class notes. You need to practice the questions. You need to have a look at the previous years. You can refer the formula sheets so that you don't forget the formulas. You can access the video lectures for tips and tricks. Even in our YouTube channel, there are a lot of tips and tricks. You can see the description. You'll get the playlist for important tips and tricks. And then comes the test paper analysis, right? So moving further, yes, definitely I'm coming to the time management part as well. Now, don'ts. These are some of the mistakes which usually students who are preparing for competitive exams make. The first thing is they try to read everything, right, on the same day. 2022 students especially, you need to understand that you have considerable amount of time. As I started the session with quality greater than quantity, what you need to realize is, you can't read everything on a single day. So there are students, let us say a student 1, he studies for 20 hours a day for 3 days and then takes break for 4 days. Compared to a student 2 who just studies for 3 to 4 hours a day, but he does that consistently for 1 week. Which student do you think will get a better score? The student 2 who is just studying for 3-4 hours. Because that student is studying on a consistent basis. Consistency is the key in competitive exams. So when you are starting off your preparation, always try to allocate 1 hour for each subject. 1 hour for math, 1 hour for physics, 1 hour for chemistry. This is your study hour apart from the classes you are attending at your college, coaching institute or your school. So if you do this consistently, you will only see how you can improve. So, don't try to read everything on the same day, or don't have an imbalanced approach. Don't do 15 hours, 14 hours a day and next day you are tired and you take a rest. Do consistently 3-4 hours. That helps a lot. The second thing is, we observe from the students who solve too many tests or too many exams, they are usually at a disadvantage. Only thing is, keep 1 day in a week for your college tests or your institute tests. That is more than enough. Don't try to solve tests daily. Then taking pressure and stress, especially in the pandemic, what we are hearing is only bad news these days in the news, right? So if you take that pressure, if you take that stress, you won't, your performance always impacts. Yes, and taking advice from too many people. You might be interacting with 10-15 lecturers. You can take inputs from them, but you need to stick to one lecturer's advice, right? So if you take too many advices from people, each faculty member or your mentor or your brother or sister will only tell you what worked for them, but that might not work for you. So I'll come to the next slide wherein, I'll explain you what you can do. Then again, straight away trying to solve very higher level or difficult questions. This is again one more mistakes many of the students make. They try to solve completely difficult questions. So until and unless you start from the basics, you won't be able to do well. Right? So now, the next thing, I will give you a simple approach which you can customize it according to your, your convenience, I can say. The first thing is, always allocate 3 hours of time. 1 hour for maths, 1 hour for physics, 1 hour for chemistry. So when you are talking about this, in each hour, keep a simple target. Let us say you will solve first day, I would say solve 15 questions per day. Every hour you are spending, you have to try to solve 15 questions. I think Gaurav asked me a very important question of time management. Thank you for asking that question. So this will help you manage your time. So if you keep a target of 15 questions, let us say you're only being able to do 10 questions in maths, 10 questions in physics, let us say only 5. It's okay. But when I say 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, in that 1 hour, you are already trying to maximize your time. So I hope all of you are getting the drift. So first today, if you're solving 10 questions, the remaining 5 you're not getting. So ask those doubts. Contact your teacher, mentor. You can also contact us on our Telegram group. We will be more than happy to solve your doubts. In our Spark Academy's course, you will be able to find a chat option where students can interact with teachers 24/7. So those doubts, once you get clarified and you understand the basics, you understand the drift, next day you will automatically improve. Let us say you are only solving 12 questions. But if you do it on a consistent basis, slowly you will be able to achieve your target of 15 questions. Once you achieve the target of 15 questions, keep the target as 20, then as 25, then as 30, so on and so forth. Because competitive exam is always about solving the questions in that particular time. So you need to build that time management capabilities within you. And it will take a lot of time. I'm telling you, there's no magic. Consistently 1 hour for each subject. In that 1 hour, try to target particular questions. I hope this answers your query of time management, guys. Everyone, is this clear? Yes. So in your preparation, basically, I have simplified your preparation into 5 important points. The first important point is learning the basics. This you can do it using the videos, using the classes. Then the second point which you can do is, you can practice the questions. Once your basics are done, practice questions or models. And you can do this using, you learn shortcut methods or tricks to solve questions quickly. And again, tricks are very pleasing to watch, but you need to implement those tricks in your practice. The more questions you practice, the better it is. And finally, attempt mock tests. Attempt mock tests. Again, as I told you, not too many tests, weekly 1 test. So once you attempt the tests, finally, you can do a test paper analysis. Finally, do a test paper analysis. So if you do this test paper analysis, that will again give you a clear picture about time management. Which is, in the test paper analysis, you can actually look at where you're going wrong, which question you're spending more time, accordingly you can improve. Yep. So I'll come point by point. The first point which we mentioned was basics. See, basics plays an important role for your examination, because until and unless you do basics, you can't move to a higher level. So the sequence usually is you have to do basic first, then do level 1 questions, then do level 2, then come to level 3, and then you do previous year questions. This is what I would recommend to students who are preparing for next year. And then the second point is the practice questions. Practice question, you can use any study material. As I told you, do these 15 or 20 questions from that study material so that you have a sequence. Maintain a separate book, note down those questions, and you can always come back to it and refer in the due course. Then the shortcut method and tricks, you can always go to our YouTube channel, or Spark Academy students who have already enrolled for the course, they are getting exclusive access for that already. Mock tests as usual, attempt those 3-hour tests according to the pattern, and finally do a test paper analysis. I want to spend some time on test paper analysis. This forms a very important key role in your preparation. In the test paper analysis, you need to see what is your score, where did you go wrong, and which questions you spend more time. These questions, if you ask yourself and solve the paper again, trust me, every year, every test, you will be able to improve. So I hope I answered your query of your preparation plan. So let us say day 1, you are focusing on basics. Day 2, you should be able to solve 15. Let us say once you move to 20 to 30 is the ideal range. In your study hour, 20 to 30 questions. Imagine if you're solving 20 questions into 7 days, 140 questions each day, each week you are solving per subject. Totally you're solving around 400 questions. 400 into 4 weeks. Every month you are solving 1600 questions. Let us say 6 months, 9600 or 10,000 questions you are solving. So are you understanding the significance of doing it in a very small way? You're just spending 1 hour questions. We are not the type who will advise you to study for 1 hour, 3 hours per subject, to 10 hours per day. No. Simple plan of 1 hour study hour apart from your classes. You need to have one complete hour for each subject. That time, start with 10-15 questions, move on to 20, eventually you'll get to 30. Slow steps, incremental steps, but don't try to miss out on that. So if you follow this strategy, you will be able to solve 9600 to 10,000 questions in 6 months. So you will be more than ready for your preparation. I hope it is clear to all the students who have joined today's session. Yes, I hope this is clear to everybody. All right, now moving further, yes, Mudassir has asked a doubt. For Eamcet, is IP also important? Very good question. I'll come to that. I'm coming to that in a minute. Now, regarding the exams which you target, what I would recommend the students is JEE is one exam which all of you have to target. And apart from the JEE examination, you can also write the state level examination, which in case of Telangana is Eamcet. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh is Eamcet. And then finally, you can also write the BITSET examination. The other competitive examination, like let us say a VIT or a Manipal, I leave it optional for you. So when we are talking about the JEE examination, all of you know the pattern of JEE examination. I hope if you don't know the pattern, you can refer the video. So simply speaking, JEE examination, in each subject, you will get 30 questions, out of which you have to answer only 25 questions. So total of around 75 questions, and you have 3 hours of time. Right? And Eamcet examination, every subject you have 80 in math, 40 in physics, and 40 in chemistry. 160 questions. BITSET you have math, physics, chemistry, reasoning, and verbal. So you have reasoning and verbal sections extra, but again, that is also a 3-hour examination. Manipal and WIT, they are changing the pattern every year. WIT was a 1.5 hour paper, right? Manipal is also usually 3-hour paper. So I'm giving you this base because any engineering entrance exam you write, you need to be prepared for 3-hour paper. So 2 important factors which play a role are speed and accuracy. So when we talk about maths as a subject, maths paper now, I can divide it into majorly 4 major segments. Maths paper, I can divide it into majorly 4 to 5 segments. I'm coming to that now. So the maths segment, we can build with calculus, algebra, trigonometry, geometry, and vectors. These are the 4 major topics in mathematics. 5 major topics. See, I have said 4 because vectors also usually comes in algebra. Now each topic across the paper, at least 20% of the questions, 20 questions of the questions will be from calculus. 20% of the questions will be geometry. 20 to 25% actually. This is also the same. Mostly 45 to 50% will be on the basis of these two. So when we talk about these two topics, these two play a fundamental role in our preparation. And again, algebra is usually 15 to 20%. And trigonometry, again, trigonometry and vectors, this is around 10 to 15%. This is around 5 to 10%. These are your questions. Yes. So when we talk about the chapters, now you know that calculus and geometry will play an important role. Now coming to the syllabus of the paper, the syllabus is you have both 11th as well as 12th topics in these. And in some of the examination, more specifically Eamcet examination, every year there is a 25% weightage for intermediate or your 12th class examination. There's a 25% weightage. But this year, 2021, they have removed this weightage because of COVID. But next year, for you folks, 25% weightage will be there. So if the situation is fine, if there are less number of cases and the exams are on as per schedule, you will be having 25% of weightage. So if you are having 25% weightage, that means even your 12th class preparation marks will directly impact your competitive examination. If they cancel it, then there won't be any impact because directly it will be the examination. I hope I have answered your question, Mudassir, now. So again, even in your board exams, you will be having these topics. So again, for all these major chapters in mathematics, I've already given you the weightages now. So you need to prepare accordingly. Always start with higher weightage once your basics are done. Whenever you're doing a topic, do it like this. So when you're doing trigonometry, try to finish all trigonometric topics. When you're doing geometry, try to finish all geometry topics in a stretch. When you're doing vectors, try to do all vectors in a stretch. When you're doing calculus, try to do all calculus in a stretch. For example, in calculus, only if you know differentiation, you will be able to do integration. And only if you know differentiation and integration, you will be able to do differential equations. So that is why the base, the way you prepare is also important. So in this session, we have seen what are the do's and don'ts of your preparation, how you can prepare for the examination, using which strategy. And then finally, I've told you the maths important topics and their weightages for each paper. Each paper you'll observe it is almost similar, right? Calculus and geometry constitute to almost 40 to 50% of your paper. The remaining 50% is algebra, vectors and trigonometry. Always do it in one go. That is, if you're starting calculus, do everything related to calculus. You'll understand things better. So when you are following this approach and every day keep a target of 15-20 questions, you will be able to do well in the examination. So this is a strategy which almost all my students follow, and all the students got great results. So I would recommend you to do the same. Make a timetable. Accommodate 3 hours per day. I won't tell you how to make the timetable. You all know better. You can either do it in the morning, do it in the evening. Keep 1 hour each. 1 hour for math, 1 hour for physics, 1 hour for chemistry. When you are doing a particular subject, first try to do the basics, then do the practice questions, then see if there are any shortcut methods or tricks. Attempt the mock tests and do the test paper analysis. Then finally, you can, attempt the mock test. Once you attempt the mock test, you can do a test paper analysis. So if you follow this approach, if you follow this strategy, you will be in a great position to solve the examination. So hope all of you enjoyed this session. Do subscribe to our channel, like and share these videos with all of your friends so that this reaches out to many people. You can always join our Spark Academy course. We have a comprehensive year-long program for 11th as well as 12th students, where we will teach you all this. We will cover everything for you in detail and we will personally guide you for your preparation. So now I will leave open the question for any doubts. Any doubts any of you have? Any doubts? All the students who have joined the session, any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts regarding your preparation or your strategy? Please ask me. Next 5 minutes, I want to clarify your doubts. Anything regarding math? Anything regarding preparation? So I think that Eamcet doubt, I've already told you, Eamcet has 25% weightage. No? Gaurav, for physics, we'll be having a separate session. We'll have one of the lecturer taking a session probably next week. So there they'll give you preparation plan. I think we already have a preparation plan for physics. I think if you subscribe to our channel, you'll find a physics channel as well. Okay. Yashwant, yes. Yashwant, I think we are doing it on every Monday, right? So Monday, you are getting the weekend test topics. So you have time till Saturday to prepare. Yeah, that is the earliest we can do, no man. You mean to say if you want it 1 week before? Okay, we'll try to do that 1 week before only. Any other queries, folks? Okay then. Okay. Thanks. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining the session. And I will see you again with another series. Hope you're liking the Spark Academy series of preparation tips and strategies. I will see you all soon. Thanks a lot.